everyone, and welcome to the start of another reading vlog. I'm really excited about this reading vlog because it's going to be a fantasy-filled one for sure, and a lot of heartbreak and joy for myself, I feel like, from the books I have picked to read. But before I chat more about my weekend plans and the TBR itself, let's quickly cut to this video's sponsor. I don't know if you can see maybe the top of Matilda's head. So this video is actually sponsored by Glasses USA. As you guys know, I have been a long-term Glasses USA partner. I am a huge fan of their site and services, so I'm really pumped to be doing a bit of a glasses haul and working with them for this video. If you're not familiar, Glasses USA is a super affordable eyeglass online retailer. They have so many different frames, from eyeglasses to sunglasses, across so many different price points, and they have every style you could possibly imagine. Some other really great bonuses of shopping with them is they have an online try-on tool, which is obviously super handy. You can basically see what the frames would look like on your face without actually having to leave the house. All in all, everything comes safely to your door, which is great. So for this haul, I wanted to feature some newer sunglasses I have been eyeing, because I'm trying to be a little trendier in the eyeglass department, and also chat through my ultimate favorite frame of the moment, which I have been wearing every single day. Before I jump into the frames themselves, I do of course have an offer down below, so be sure to check it out, as well as there are going to be links to all the glasses and sunglasses I am about to feature. So the first pair of frames I want to talk about are the frames I'm wearing right now, and if you've been watching my videos for the past 3 to 4 months, these are my everyday frames. I wear them every single day. Ever since I got them, they have just fast become my ultimate favorite, so I wanted to re-feature them because I also get a lot of comments and messages about these glasses, and these are from Glasses USA. More specifically, these are the Ray-Ban 3447, and I have them in the gold and medium size. I love these glasses so much. I obviously wear them every day of my life. They are perfect. They're lightweight. I feel like they're delicate. They go with everything I own. I wear a lot of gold jewelry, so I feel like they match. They've just been like the best frame for the summer too, because again, they're lightweight, so you know, like sweat is a thing. I love them. They're the bomb. So if you're ever been curious about what glasses I've been wearing in all of my videos for the past 3 to 4 months, this is them. They'll be linked down below. Amazing. From there, I actually have picked up 2 new pairs of sunglasses that I'm excited about. Again, I'm trying to be a little more adventurous with my sunglass selection, and because Glasses USA has such a wide range of affordable prescription sunglasses, I feel like I can actually be adventurous. So I picked up some new ones, so let's show them off. The first pair is the Amelia, and I got it in a clear natural color. These are very retro. They're definitely part of that like cat eye thing that all like the fashion bloggers wear on their tip of their nose. I thought they were fun. I don't know. I like a retro moment. So I saw these, they caught my eye. I loved the color. I loved the brown lens. I don't know. I just thought they were really great. And the fact that I could try out these trendy frames with the prescription sunglass so I can actually see when I'm out into the sun is amazing. And the last pair of glasses I'm going to show off are the Muse Hannah, and these are definitely very trendy. They're in a tortoise shade, and guys, am I a British fashion blogger yet? Haha! I've just been seeing these everywhere, and I've just been dying to try to like integrate them into my own style. So I did pick these up, and I think they're a lot of fun. I obviously like the tortoise shell. I think the triangle shape is very cool, and I don't know, I just feel like wearing these with like a turtleneck, I'll be unstoppable. So that is my glasses haul. Again, I'll have everything linked down below, as well as a special offer code for you guys to check out. Thanks again to Glasses USA for sponsoring this video. Now let's jump into the TBR. So this weekend's TBR is very fantasy intense and very emotional. And I am really excited, while both very nervous. I've already posted my TBR for the month, but my goal for this month is definitely to tackle a bunch of like intense long fantasy novels, and I'm really taking that to heart with this first reading vlog of August, because both books are long and intense. So let's quickly jump into the TBR. So there's Matilda, but here they are. So the first is the Assassin's Quest, which I know I have been featuring a lot recently, but I'm actually pretty far in this. I am just under 500 pages on page 490. I've been reading this kind of piecemeal throughout the end of July, but now I'm ready to just marathon the last chunk. I'm so invested in this story, and I'll talk a bit more about it after I talk about the next book, which is The Dragon Republic, which is book 2 to the Poppy War. I could not express how excited I am to pick up this book. I have heard amazing things. I feel like I'm gonna love it. And for me personally, as a series reader, I like to read books back to back to back if I enjoy them, as I think it's just great when you don't forget stuff, because I am one to forget things. So I loved the Poppy War in July. I just decided I'm gonna immediately pick up the Dragon Republic this month. A bit more about the Assassin's Quest. So I actually had a bit of a summer Friday today. I got off work a few hours early and I immediately started reading, which I didn't vlog. I lost track of time, full transparency. But that's how I got to page 4 at 90. I read 90 pages. And so I have just about like 360 or 370 pages left. So I really feel like I can finish that this weekend. I am so emotionally invested within this story right now. It is exceptional. Best book of the trilogy. I've always loved the plot of the first 2 books, but this is a book where I feel so emotionally connected and equally destroyed by everyone. I finally am seeing the masterclass that is Robin Hobb's character building, because wow. So where I'm at with this book, I would say too, I'm definitely in the beginning of the final act of the series and of the book. So I'm very excited to see it all come together. I feel like it's going to be a wild ride. Obviously there's a bunch of series within her world, so I'm excited to continue on, but personally very pumped to see how this wraps up. I couldn't recommend this book series enough. I feel like it has such wonderful character moments and it builds on itself so successfully. It builds so like subtly that you don't realize how much it's like become ingrained into your heart until it breaks it, basically. So that is my first plan of the weekend, is to finish this. I've already read 90 pages so far for this weekend reading vlog, which I'm very happy with. So I'm off to a good start. So I'll hopefully be finishing the last 360 or 70 pages of this. And then obviously I'm just going to jump right into the Dragon Republic. I don't know if I love myself or hate myself, but hey, you know, sometimes it just makes sense to go from one intense book to another. The blurb on this says brace yourself, and I feel like I'm not prepared, but very prepared. So I'm, again, really excited to pick this up, and I'll be obviously giving you my thoughts when I do. But for this evening, my main plan is to hang out with Clay. We're watching Ghost in the Shell, so we'll probably watch a lot of TV. I'm going to read some more right now and eat some Cheetos. But I did just want to start this vlog and give you guys my TBR in this super long clip, but hey, welcome. Completely demolished this bag of Cheetos, everyone. So, you know, what's new? But Clay and I are actually about to go on a walk. So I'm gonna sweat out all those hot Cheeto toxins and go out. I'm just wearing my dress. This is like a tent, which is my preferred silhouette. It's from a brand called Tradlands. I'm a big fan. I bought it for myself for my birthday. Anyway, I'm gonna go out for a walk, and then Clay and I are gonna come back and watch some TV. I'm gonna do more reading, all of that shenanigans, but walk first. We are back from our walk. We've just been chatting, losing track of time, but we are now going to watch Ghost in the Shell. We are on episode 6, I want to say, and we'll give a more comprehensive review and opinion after we watch a few episodes, but that's what our general plan is for the evening, and then I'm going to read my book. Hello world, I have changed into pajamas. I am wearing a Halloween book shirt because that is just how things go sometimes, but we watched one episode of Ghost in the Shell, which is definitely less than we anticipated until this year, but I just really could not stop thinking about the Assassin's Quest. So Clay's playing Call of Duty and I am about to sit down with my classical music and read more of my book. I've already read about 90 pages today, which I think is really great. I'm gonna try to read a few more chapters before ultimately falling asleep, because I'm sure I will. Tomorrow morning I hope to wake up early. I have 2 videos I want to film, so I want to get this out of the way, but generally speaking, our plans tomorrow are the same as every day. So yeah, I'm going to put my classical music on, hang out with this one, and get my reading in. But Matilda has her preferred toy that I think she wants me to throw. So let me oblige. Are you wanting me to throw that, Matilda? Are you wanting me to throw this? I feel bad because like, it's not going very far, Millie. Ah, yes, here she is. Oh. All right, I guess that's it. Good morning, world. Just dragged myself out of bed. I did fall asleep last night after reading only one chapter because honestly, who didn't see that coming? I did want to show you my my books Halloween shirt I'm still wearing. It says books. Clay bought it for me after getting served it in an Instagram ad, and I cherish it. So obviously it's Saturday morning. I just woke up. I am going to kind of get my life together a bit, maybe have a cup of coffee. I'm about to film 2 videos. One I'm going to edit and upload today. And that's kind of like my main to-do aside from reading. I did want to chat a little bit about the Assassin's Quest, given that I think I read over 130 pages yesterday, which is quite a bit. And I want to make sure I am talking through my thoughts and feelings about it as I especially get to the end. But obviously I've been very vocal in previous vlogs how much I'm enjoying this book, and all of that still stands. But what I just think this book does so magnificently is she builds characters throughout the first 2 books and then crushes you with them in the last book. Also them. I just feel like she creates such human experiences in this classic feeling fantasy story, and just like dynamic moments I honestly was not anticipated. I didn't anticipate going into this. As well as just the pure exploration of loyalty to one's country or one's king versus loyalty to oneself, and how those can create such conflict when they are directly opposed to one another. And also just this like freedom of choice and agency, and like what does it mean to lose yourself to like the workings of fate. And it's not just about Fitz in this regard. Fitz is the assassin. He has his whole life been honed to be a tool of, you know, the king or whomever he serves for the greater good of the kingdom. So most of his, you know, when he's sent out on quests and things, it's for the behest of everyone, thousands of people, hopefully, that are going to be impacted positively, but still it's up to Fitz to essentially, you know, give up his freedom of life choice to do this. So there's a lot of guilt and frustration that Fitz feels in this, but it's not just him. There's other people impacted by this sort of like fate card. I mean, every ruler that's been present in this series, from Verity to Ketterican, I think I'm saying her name wrong, are all deeply impacted by their purely being born to be a ruler. They feel obviously very committed as well as and bound to make decisions for the greater good of the people around them, to the detriment of the people possibly that they care most about. But they see and they have to choose the greater good of all over their own like personal feelings. And I just feel like this series explores that in such a way that it will both kill you, but I just have so much respect for, because like sometimes I feel like being an assassin or being the king or being the queen or being a really powerful political figure can sometimes be very glamorized, as it should be. You're still a king in fantasy series, but I feel like this particular book series really explores the not so glamorous sides, and also the consequences of being a bad ruler, right? Like giving into your own desire to have power, not caring about the greater good, making decisions for your own personal gain. Like you see the consequences of that too from other characters in this series. So I just feel like that is so wonderfully crafted and just like elevates this series to be so good. Because yes, there's drama, yes, there's politics, but there's also just this like cast of characters that you would just, they just hurt you in the emotions because you love them so much, and they have to go through so much, they have to make such difficult decisions, and you don't know the answer either. I feel like that's like always my favorite thing when I'm reading a fantasy book and I'm just like, I don't know what I would have done either, guys. Like, I'm sorry you had to make these decisions, because I don't know. I wouldn't have known what to do either. Like, that is so great because you feel like you're in it with the characters. You're stuck there with them, and it hurts so good. So anyway, loving this series. Obviously it's so good. I think I passed the 500 page mark last night, so I have 300 and some change to read today, and then I'm gonna read the Dragon Republic. But I just wanted to, I guess, start with a really long intro clip about how this book is emotionally destroying me. good morning. I have finished filming. I think my wrap-up footage is like an hour long. Sometimes the words come, sometimes they don't, but I'm now going to edit them and upload them. And there's Matilda sitting with the sunflowers. I'm trying to get to perk up a little bit with some sun. She's a little upset that they're taking her space. Exporting my wrap-up, which is the longest wrap-up I have ever filmed, I think, in terms of number of books and number of pages I've read. And then once this is exported and I'm starting the upload process, I am going to run out with Clay, who's been patiently waiting for me, to go pick up some food to eat. So that's the plan for this Saturday. It's like 1 o'clock now. Filming took a little longer than I was anticipating, so it's like 1:30. So a little bit of a later start to our breakfast lunch than we anticipated, but it's all right, because I was able to be very productive. It's walk time. Walk time. It's hot, so I'm wearing shorts. That's the point of this clip. She is a corn dog roasting in the sun. All right, world, you wouldn't know it, but Clay and I went on a really long walk, and then obviously I've been focusing on editing, but now I'm all done, so I'm going to take a bit and read. I'm trying to find my e-reader, but I have my headphones here, so I'm listening to my classical music. I have a cup of coffee, which I'm very excited about, and I'm gonna sit on this couch and get some more pages in. As usual, Sunday tends to be my biggest reading day, so I'm just gonna spend a chunk of this afternoon though getting as many, you know, as much as I can read, as I do hope to finish the Assassin's Quest tomorrow and start the Dragon Republic, but I'll keep you guys posted, but I'm going to read now. Hi friends, you like my still very sad sunflowers in the background? I don't know why they're so... Anyway, so I've been sitting here. I have read just under to page 600 of the Assassin's Quest, which means I've just about read 200 pages so far this weekend, which I'm honestly shocked and awed at. This book is amazing. I am so entranced by it because I feel like a lot of my favorite adult epic fantasy is so plot driven. Like there's these big mysteries, these big political intrigue, people are hiding things that reveal like larger secrets, and yes, there's great characters and all of that, but this is so truly character focused. And don't get me wrong, there are mysteries and politics at play here, but the politics in some ways are, I don't want to use the word simple, but like the goal is known, and it's known for a long time, not just in the Assassin's Quest but in the previous book. But the route to get there is what's cloudy, because these characters have to go through perilous things to be able to achieve that route. Personal growth, group growth, and it's not just Fitz, it's everyone. And it's like, this is such a journey book as I thought it might have been when I started it, and it is such a journey book, and it's amazing. I love journey books. I love when like quests are both like, you know, fate driven, like people are trying to, you know, parse out this prophecy or whatever, but also literal. Like in a lot of this book it was an individual quest of a pure journey, and also now it's more of a group quest, and they're literally traversing land, and it is just so good. It's like survival and individual survival, but like emotional stuff is going on. Anyway, I just love this book so much. So I'm just under page 600, which means I have about 250 pages left. I'm gonna read some more tonight. Obviously, this is a book I definitely read slower. I think like the pages are more condensed, so it just takes me a bit more time, but I have no issue seeing probably to finish it this weekend. I have about 30% of it left, so, you know, I'm jazzed with that. So I just wanted to give you guys a check-in and let you know how much I was able to read this afternoon. But now, Clay and I are gonna watch some anime. Watching Ghost in the Shell with my crew. This is my crew. Anyway, we're on episode 6 or 7?
Something like that.
What are your thoughts about Ghost in the Shell? If you guys aren't familiar, Ghost in the Shell is like a futuristic crime drama, I guess, I would say.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
It's, I think it's cool because retro future now because it's I think based off of manga from the 80s, but then maybe they did some updates to the overall futurism in the early 2000s when they did it. So it's kind of got two layers of retro futurism with the 80s and
early 2000s. It's set, for context for everyone, it's set in like 2030. It's about 10 years from now.
The world needs to change a whole lot in the next 10 years to realize this
reality.
It's really interesting. It's got a mystery basis to it. The characters are interesting and cool, and I like what they're kind of doing with the overall like main case. Yeah,
it's definitely different than like what you would experience with Naruto, which is sort of like incredibly long character focused and huge arc focused manga and anime. This is like, I would relate to like a mini series. It's very well animated too, and it's like a crime drama. It's very popular. There's like a movie. There's also a Scarlett Johansson movie, which no thanks with that one. But there's the original movies, which I would recommend. But anyway, we're like halfway through the series, so we're gonna finish it up. We have picked up some takeout food, and we're gonna watch My Neighbor Totoro. We are going to continue on our Miyazaki film watching experience since we found out my dad subscribed to HBO Max, so you know, they're all available for us to consume, and it's a very exciting thing. I've actually never seen My Neighbor Totoro before, and neither has Clay, so very exciting, obviously very iconic. I'm very familiar with a lot of the characters, but I've never actually seen the movie, and neither has Matilda, so that is our evening plans. We just finished My Neighbor Totoro, and it was adorable. Like, I don't know how to describe it aside from just like utterly charming.
Really captures the spirit of children.
Yeah, like childhood and adventure, and there was like, I also loved the parents in this. Like, so supportive.
Normally in a movie with something supernatural and kids, it's like the kids would be like, oh, I saw XYZ, and the parents would like, not believe them, but the dad was so supportive and just like, yeah, you're lucky you got to see that. That's great.
That's great. Like, I don't know, I just felt like a bundle of love in a movie. Like, supportive parents, supportive siblings. There's some trials that they have to go through, but they're all together and they're strong. There's a strong community.
Beautiful too.
Beautiful movie, like
really done well.
Yeah, it was just.
I want to get a tattoo of like just a still from that movie.
But yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Watch Totoro. Now we're back to Ghost in the Shell because we are just an anime household now. We have started watching The Americans again, but I don't know, guys. COVID has just made me realize I love anime, and Clay has gotten really into anime, so it's been really fun to watch together. But yeah, back to Ghost in the Shell. I'm off to go read into the bedroom. Let's see if she follows me. Sometimes she's very excited, but most of the time she honestly cannot be bothered. All right, let's see. All right, Matilda, we're going to bed. Come on, we're going to bed. You coming? Come on, going to bed. Nope. All right, well, that's fine. I mean, you look comfortable. You can stay out here. Dragged her to bed despite her not wanting to move, but I am now going to read more of the Assassin's Quest. Good morning, world. I have my cup of coffee. It's just past 10. I have been up and at 'em already this morning reading. I don't know what happens when this picture all of a sudden becomes blue. 1 second. Much better. But yeah, so I brewed a pot of coffee, taken Millie on a walk. I've also already done some reading of the Assassin's Quest this morning. I don't have very much left of this book at all. My goal is to literally finish it right now is essentially my plan. It's supposed to be really gloomy and rainy today, which is awesome. So perfect reading weather. But yeah, I just want to get all of the Assassin's Quest read this morning, and then in the afternoon and the evening I can switch over to the Dragon Republic. If I finish the Assassin's Quest, well no, when I finish the Assassin's Quest, I'll have read over 400 pages so far this weekend, which is definitely a lot. So I think I might even be able to pass like the 600 page mark, which would be wild. Regardless though, I'm really excited, very much full of emotions. The Assassin's Quest is so good. I'll do a more proper like review and viewpoint. Obviously it's tricky because it is a third book in a series and I don't want to be spoilery in any capacity, so I'm really just trying to speak to my feelings. And I love it. Like, I just feel like the back that says Hobb is a remarkable storyteller, and I think that is such an accurate statement. Her stories are like not like we're not shifting from a million different perspectives, like trying to connect all of these threads, which is often so fun in fantasy and one of my favorite components of fantasy. But nice to pick up a book that kind of has a really hyper focused on one particular character within a larger political game, which you know is you're aware of and is going on. I don't know, but it's just like really comforting to be with these characters, and I'm such a big fan of this third one, and also just to see her growth in like writing from books 1 to book 3. People say Robin Hobb's writing got better, but I see it in this, because with each one I felt like I grew more connected, and the characters felt less like, not cardboard cutouts, because they were never like 2D, they're always like dimensional characters, but with each book they gained a lot more oomph to them, and I cared a lot more about them. I mean, even in my mid-year freakout attack, I picked Fitz as one of my favorite characters, but I called him like vanilla, like a little boring. But if I had made that while I've also read the Assassin's Quest, it would have been a hands down decision, and I wouldn't have said that, because Fitz is so fascinating as a character to me, and I feel like it's like so well set up in the fantasy space. And it's not just Fitz, like I love the Fool so much. I think the Fool's character particularly is the most interesting. I love Ketarakin, I love Kettle a lot. Like there's just so many characters, and I think Robin Hobb too, being a female in the fantasy space, her female characters are actually interesting in the high fantasy space, and are dimensional human beings with multitudes of different skills and all of those things, that they're there. But anyway, so those are my feelings. I'm going to try to finish this book right now. It's gonna be an emotional ride. If you're wondering if my sunflowers got better, the answer is no. And I'll check in as I get further. I have my favorite mug, the rainbow mug, which I constantly just wash out. It's like the perfect weight, and it fits the perfect amount of coffee. I don't know, just the truth. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna read. Hi friends, so I have been sitting here dutifully reading. I'm about to take a bit of a break and make some breakfast lunch. I think I'm gonna make a scramble. I was very inspired. But I'm so close to finishing the Assassin's Quest, and guys, the reveals and the emotions are on high right now. Robin Hobb, you are destroying me. You're destroying me, and I love it. I love this series. This is so fun. I was really hoping this would happen, and it was like kind of like a slow progression and then an immediate free fall. That's how I feel like this series was in terms of me falling in love with it. I was like, Assassin's Apprentice, good. The Royal Assassin, excellent, you know, like solid story, would recommend, pacing incredible. Then we hit the Assassin's Quest, and she was like, remember those emotions you had? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I'm gonna crush them into 1,000 pieces, rebuild them, and then throw them off a cliff. And I was like, yes, thank you for that. But in all seriousness, I'm almost done with this book. It's so good. I'm like not even articulate. So because of that, I'm going to cook breakfast and think about what I'm reading, because it's a lot. It's a lot in all the best ways, but yeah. It's breakfast time, and I'm excited about my Spam and cheese and egg scramble I'm gonna make. Right, starting my breakfast scramble off strong, browning some delicious Spam. It's gonna be a very meaty egg scramble, but I'm also gonna put cheese and eggs to scramble it up together, and then I'm gonna make some toast. I think this will be very, very tasty. I mean, Spam is one of the most delicious things in the entire world, so I just try to put it in everything I could possibly think of. Added the eggs, and now the scrambling begins. Well, I'm kind of let it sit for a second and then I scramble it, but you get the idea. Scramble is done. Bravo is on. It's happening. I won't lie, I took a bit of a cat nap post-breakfast, but I just poured myself a second cup of coffee, and I'm going to read the last 60 pages I have for the Assassin's Quest right now. I'm looking forward to it and also not looking forward to it, but I'm really excited to like keep reading. I also know that there is another series that revisits a lot of these characters way later. Well, I don't know about a lot, but at least I know 2 characters. I won't say, but I do know about it, and that really excites me. So I don't know, I just feel like I'm like ending one journey, but I'm about to start a whole bunch of other ones. It's so exciting. Hi world. I finished the Assassin's Quest. So excellent. The payoff there. The journey painful. Just like the swift and also subtle, those are two, you know, contradictory words, but they both stand. We had some swift surprises, but also just the subtle buildup of anticipation throughout, honestly, the past 2 books that came to a head at the end of this book. It's just really good. I also just feel like, obviously, there was so much new information that has finally come together, because obviously most of our experiences are lived through Fitz, so we only get to really know things as Fitz learns things. Because of that, though, I felt like we learned so much more about the history of this world, how the magic works. I feel like the magic system in the Farseer trilogy is really subtle, and just because like Robin Hobb doesn't just constantly talk about the magic all the time and the origin and the system and this like complex scenario, it doesn't mean it's like not there and not super present in the story. I almost feel like because she gives us the information slowly, it almost makes the magic system more interesting. Part of the reality of this world is the magic is not accessible, nor is it taught. It's like the knowledge of this magic is hoarded and protected by very, very few people. So people who might have like, you know, literal access to the skill, as it's called, doesn't necessarily mean they have an opportunity to learn how to use it or even understand it fully at all. So it makes sense that our main character wouldn't even know a lot about it until, you know, as they're kind of forced to learn, which I think is an interesting take on a magic system, because people are born with it, but if you're just not taught about it, you kind of lose it. So it's kind of definitely part of this world. I'm rambling. Anyway, final book, amazing. I've loved this series so much. This 3rd book was epic. It's my favorite of the series. All of them were really good though, but I feel like the Assassin's Quest was really strong from beginning to end. We had such wonderful character moments, growth, just everything you want to see. I'm really excited to see and read the rest of the trilogies in this larger world and series. I'm very excited about the whole thing. Yeah, it's cool because it's like, yes, I just finished a trilogy, but there's so many books to be had, and it's gonna be fun, and I'm really looking forward to picking up the next book, the first book in the Live Ships trilogy this month, because I just can't get enough. So yeah, I finished the Assassin's Quest, 5 out of 5 stars for sure. Really happy with my fantasy reading this year so far. Would highly recommend the Farseer trilogy. It's so flippin' good. It's definitely like a slower one, especially in the first one, but I just again feel like it builds, and the payoff and the character growth you have because you have that first book context is so necessary, and it will kill you in the best way possible. But I'm gonna sit here for a second and digest all of this, and then I'm gonna now start the Dragon Republic. Why am I doing this to myself? All right, about to pick this bad boy up. I don't think I'm ready. Matilda agrees, but we're gonna try it. So for context too, before I jump into a new book, I've read about 436 pages this weekend. That's the last of the Assassin's Quest I had left, so quite a bit, so I'm really pleased. I'm definitely pretty confident I can read at least 100 pages of the Dragon Republic tonight, as if it's anything like the Poppy War, which completely gripped me immediately, which I anticipate this will be, I feel like it's gonna suck me right in. On top of the fact that the end of the Poppy War, it really ended in a way, and I just feel like there's a lot that is just gonna immediately start in this next one. So I'm excited to see where the story is gonna go, because I really have no idea. There's a lot of different directions it could go, which is kind of exciting. And also just kind of how the author has set up her characters, and the fact that this is more of an amoral story. I really cannot anticipate their actions, which in that I don't feel like they're necessarily sticking to a particular honor code, like maybe like a Fitz would in the Assassin's Quest. They're all, like everyone I would say in both of the books I'm currently reading, are very haunted by decisions. And our main character, particularly in this book, struggles a lot with anger, and that has a lot to do with the god that she uses for her shamanistic magic, but also just her life and the life that she's had to live, the war that she's had to be in, and just things that have occurred to her throughout her life have like fostered her anger and rage, and she uses it as like a shield for decisions, as well as she you know, calls to a god, or there are one of the gods that she calls to fosters rage. So all these things are very present in this book. All of that to say is, I think this is going to be a wild ride, and I think reading 100 pages will not be a problem at all. But yeah, I'm going to get some reading in, and then I'm going to watch some anime with Clay. Matilda, your face is cracking me up right now. Let me just zoom in so the world can see. Adorable. What a smile. With a nice little hole in the middle with that missing tooth. All right. Sweet dreams, Matilda. We're gonna do a quick grocery store run to pick up some stuff for dinner. We've also decided we're gonna have a Sunday day where we're gonna make sundaes. We're gonna buy a lot of stuff for that.
Sunday fun day.
Am I right? Rainbow sprinkles or chocolate sprinkles? Both. Why limit ourselves? Anyway, okay, we're off. Clay and I have just been watching both The Americans and Ghost in the Shell. I also have read 50 pages of The Dragon Republic, which, yes, I was correct. This book is already so intense. And it's dark. I feel like I have to reformat my brain to be ready to go into this because I'm ready, I'm excited, but right after the Assassin's Quest, like, it's a lot to handle. But 50 pages flew by. I'm already so absorbed. I also really love R.F. Kuang's writing a lot. Her style is one that just like really speaks to my brain, but I'm now going to actually make dinner because it's about that time. Isn't it, Clay? It's about that time.
It is.
Ghost in the Shell's back on, hanging up some laundry. And I am making some black bean flautas tonight. I think that's what I would call them. But yeah, it's just like refried, regular beans, rolled up and then fried in a pan. Should be good. But yeah, gonna whip this up and chow down. Step 1, saute vegetables, and then I'm gonna add some beans. I'm also cooking some beans, which I'm going to mash, which I'm very excited to test out my new masher. This is a kitchen utensil I have been wanting, but forget that I want until I need it to cook. And man, I'm so excited to stop using a whisk to mash things because I now have a masher. Anyway, it's a little thing, so here's what's going on. Assembly and frying. Dinner is served and we're watching The Americans. Now that we finished Naruto, I promised Clay we would finish this television show, but it's really good, so we're almost on the last season. All right, everyone, it is ice cream sundae time. We got the classic vanilla, the chocolate sauce, the ready whip. Clay's got the bananas. I also peep the Reese's, and then obviously the sprinkles. IMO, these are the best kind of sprinkles. They kind of hurt to eat, but that's sort of part of the fun. Time to build this together and watch the season finale of the second to last season of The Americans. Sorry, Millie, we did not get you any. I went with the classic chocolate approach, layering Reese's peanut butter cups, chocolate syrup. Clay added some fruit, a banana, and blackberries, but still with the chocolate sauce. So this is gonna be delicious.
Whoa.
These sprinkles remind me of my grandma. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. Hi pals, so ice cream sundaes are over and we have now watched the second to last season of The Americans, which is exciting. So we only have one season left. It's been like a year in the making. I'm now back to reading though. Like I mentioned, I've read about 50 pages already of The Dragon Republic, and I'm gonna try to read about 50 to 70 more pages tonight. That's definitely my goal, and then I'll have surpassed the 500 page mark. If I read more than that, that'll be great, but we'll see. I would be pleased with even just reading another 60 to 70 pages, but so far so good. Obviously I'm not too far in, but I do feel like the author pulled me in very quickly in the story and rooted me in the reality of the world, which is nice. It wasn't like overwhelming. Obviously, if you're familiar with the series, the last book was pretty wild at the end, but I do feel like the author is taking time and care to kind of reset all the pieces, as I like to say in fantasy, which is something I like. Sometimes it's nice to kind of start right in the action, but it's kind of nice to kind of reset everything because there needs to be a full plot and arc story in this book, obviously. So to kind of see where that's going to grow from, I think is good. I mean, obviously there are consequences, emotional, physical, political, that is coming off of the last book. And those are definitely mentioned and involved in the story. It's not like people are ignoring things, but I think we're seeing some things be reset a bit. so our characters have a starting place to go from, which I am enjoying. It's complicated. I really don't know where this story is gonna go, which is kind of refreshing. I think I mentioned that already, because I just don't know morally where our characters are gonna be making decision-wise, so it makes it really interesting. And I don't know, I loved the first one, obviously. I've heard excellent things about the second one, so I'm excited to keep reading, but I just wanted to give you guys my initial thoughts. 50 pages in. I rented the ebook from the library, if you're wondering. And I'm gonna try to read 50 to 60 more pages tonight. So that is the goal. That is the plan. I will check in once I read more though. Hi friends, welcome to the end of the vlog. The next day, I just want to quickly wrap up everything I was able to read this past epic fantasy focused reading vlog weekend. Before I jump into the reading wrap up for the past few days of reading, I did want to quickly remind you guys I do have all the glasses I featured at the beginning of this vlog linked down below, as well as a special offer code with Glasses USA. But now let's jump into the books. Primary book I read was of course The Assassin's Quest. I read the last 436 pages of this. Loved every second of it. Crushed my soul. It's interesting because I read a lot of Goodreads reviews after I finished it, and a lot of people thought it was, I feel like people either love it like me or think it's really boring, which I just think is an interesting thing in general. Just like whatever your preference is from like a book perspective. And like for me, I ate up all the character stuff, obviously, but for some people it's super boring. I loved it. Anyway, and then from there I was actually able to read 120 pages of the Dragon Republic. This is going to be my primary novel now throughout the rest of this week. It's already so intense. My goodness, I'm just like, this starts on just full throttle immediately. And I'm really liking it. Obviously, like, the scale is smaller, which I kind of spoke to, but the intensity is there right off the bat. And it's great. So I was able to read over 550 pages this weekend, which I am really, really pleased with. I think that is really good for what I normally am able to read, so I'm jazzed. I'm off to a good start for the month of August, and I loved the books. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you soon with another one soon. Goodbye.